being that I was trying to be as open-minded and, trying to learn from anyone that I saw, I kind of realized, and I kind of just realized what was happening. Like, first of all, I wasn't really getting that many dates, and the dates that I was getting were so off for me, or at least it felt that way. I do have a theory that maybe they felt off for me because I wasn't, when you're not in touch with yourself, everybody seems wrong for you.
Yeah.
And you will never meet Mr. or Mrs. Right if you're not open to the concept of Mr. or Mrs. Right. People want it and they're dying for it, but they don't truly understand what it means. So when you're not truly open to it, no one's going to seem right. Everyone will seem wrong. Does that make sense?
Totally relate.
I've definitely been there before. Yeah. Well,
totally
look.
Yeah, so that was definitely also part of where I was, and I realized at a certain point I was like, and then also the idea of that, this is where I was going. I was being set up with guys, and I kept being like, oh, they're so not right for me, so whatever, and then after a while, it kind of there was a little bit of a lull because I was at the cusp of turning 30, like getting over the hill, which was huge crisis, huge. I mean, anytime I met anyone from my family or friends or anybody, it was what are we going to do to get you married? Oh my God, we have to get you married.
Didn't that instill more pressure into you, and it was a bigger trigger that oh, we're going to get you married and worry about the end goal?
Nah, I mean, it was definitely, there was definitely certain pressure, but I was yeah, whatever, when it happens.
Does it for me. It's a big trigger for me.
So it is. So yeah, it is a trigger. But it wasn't, I was yeah, you know what, whatever, whenever it happens, I was chill about it.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, so it was such a focus, but I realized, so everyone was trying to get me married, but there was no guys around, because either this is what it was at a certain point. It's either the good guys are taken, and the guys that are left, everyone labeled them as extremely picky.
Mm-hmm.
So which makes you feel like you're not good enough, right? Because they're so picky. So it's the boys are so great and you're so mediocre. Almost it was this weird notion of oh my God, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not whatever enough. So you start questioning and doubting your own self-worth because, well, they're obviously picky for a good reason, because they're waiting for someone amazing, and obviously I'm not amazing enough. So I
hear that.
Yeah. That's what so many girls feel, even from a younger age. That's what I did feel from a younger age. But when I was hitting 30, I really realized that, because I was oh my God, the good guys that are left are very picky. So I was what am I going to do? Mm-hmm. Nothing's cooking. And I've been doing this for almost 10 years. Right. So I really felt no one's coming. And this was, going back to actually in a way, childhood or childhood traumas or whatever, no one, for example, my experience in high school, no one's coming to my rescue. I had to come to my own rescue.
Yes, exactly.
And it's a survival instinct, which actually, in some ways is oh my God, I feel so bad but it's actually a really good thing also. So it really got me to be look, no one's coming to my rescue, obviously.
Yes.
So I better, either it's me coming to my own rescue, or, so I was look, I could either stay in my zone. This is what I thought to myself. I could either
Nobody talks, nobody talks, nobody talks Shidduchim.
This is the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast.